Well, in the aftermath of the U.S.-North Korea summit in Singapore, Fox News' Bret Baier sat down with the president for an interview in which the president, unsurprisingly, made a series of incredible and wholly unbelievable claims that were almost undoubtedly untrue. He starts the interview in familiar Trump fashion by bragging weirdly about the record numbers of reporters at his press conference.
You took every question in the news conference.
Well, I took a lot of them, and we had a lot of reporters. I don't know if you saw that room, but the credentials were like record kind of numbers, and I took as many as I could. People are really happy about it. Even, I would say, non-Trump fans, that people are really happy.
Sure, dude. Look, things only got worse from there. Check out this moment where Trump, once again, and with sparkles in his eyes, talks about Xi Jinping from China, who is now president for life after having orchestrated a power grab and successfully maneuvered the removal of his own term limits in China.
With that being said, I have a very good relationship with President Xi of China. He's an incredible guy. They just, essentially president for life. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Why in the world would the leader of the United States of America, the world's oldest and longest standing constitutional democracy, describe the restructuring of power in China into what seems to be an unaccountable, fully autocratic, lifelong regime as pretty good? Either Trump is a complete intellectual abortion, somehow believing that the fact that Xi secured power in this way signals that he's universally beloved by his people, or else he's completely deranged and dangerous and has no business leading our country. It's more than likely a little bit of both.
I think we have a very good relationship. We understand each other.
You were asked in the press conference a number of different times and different ways about human rights. And, that you called this relationship really good and that he was a very talented person. You call people sometimes killers. He is a killer. I mean, he's clearly executing people.
He's a tough guy. Hey, when you take over a country, tough country, with tough people, and you take it over from your father, I don't care who you are, what you are, how much of an advantage you have. If you can do that at 27 years old, that's 1 in 10,000 that could do that. So he's a very smart guy. He's a great negotiator. But I think we understand each other.
But he's still done some really bad things.
Yeah, but so have a lot of other people done some really bad things.
Come on, man. Can't you see Trump's point here? It's super impressive to inherit a country of which your grandfather and your father were both the uncontested leaders, with unfettered power enforced through a policy of systematically destroying, torturing, and erasing your political opponents, dissidents, and even your mild critics. And look, if Donald Trump knows anything, he knows a thing or two about inheriting the massive fruits of somebody else's labor, and what a difficult and trying experience that can be. Ugh.
No, but the question was asked by a reporter. It used to be the G8, Russia was included. And about 4 or 5 years ago, they expelled Russia. And a reporter asked me, do you think you'd be better off with Russia? I said, absolutely. We spend probably 25% of our time talking about Russia. And I said to myself, wouldn't it be better if they were here? Now, I'm not for Russia. I'm for the United States.
You're kind of for Russia.
But as an example, if Vladimir Putin were sitting next to me at a table instead of one of the others, and we were having dinner the other night in Canada, I could say, would you do me a favor? Would you get out of Syria? Would you do me a favor? Would you get out of the Ukraine? Get out of Ukraine. You shouldn't be there. Just come on. Now, I think I'd probably have a good relationship with him.
Yeah. Can't you see the scene at the dinner table? Hey, Vlad, bro, could you do me a favor? Could you fundamentally and radically alter your geopolitical priorities? I'd really appreciate it if you'd stop positioning Russia militarily as one of the foremost existential threats to the Western world. I don't really like the fact that we have to maintain NATO to defend against your incursions. You'd be a real pal if your country just stopped what it's been doing for the past 70-odd years. I'll even maybe treat you to some Trump steaks. Anyway, pass me the butter, bro.
But one of the things that really I'm happy is that the soldiers that died in Korea, their remains are going to be coming back home. And we have thousands of people that have asked for that. Thousands and thousands of people. So many people asked when I was on the campaign, I'd say, wait a minute, I don't have any relationship. But they said, when you can, President, we'd love our son to be brought back home. You know, the remains. And I asked, we had pretty much finished, and I said, would you do me a favor? The remains of these great fallen heroes, could we do something? He agreed to it immediately. It's pretty great.
Here's a little math for you. The North Korean War ended in 1953. Let's assume, for argument's sake, that the American soldiers who died there were 18 years old in the very last year of the war. Those individuals would have been born in 1935 and would be 83 years old today. Their parents, if they had had them when they were 18, would be 101. I know that Trump supporters tend to be a little on the older side and all, but I just had no idea he was so popular among the centenarian crowd, and how many of them were able to get to his ear to talk about the sons they lost in the Korean War. Come on, please. Only moron MAG Americans believe that thousands of 100-year-olds talked to Donald Trump on the campaign trail. In case the point isn't overwhelmingly and abundantly clear, we have an idiot as President of the United States. Make America smart again, everybody. Please vote in November to disempower this human, embarrassing, cheese-filled clown shoe.